make it to the Olympics and be that guy. So that's awesome. And then how was it in Rio? Like, any funny stories, or what was it like?
Oh man, I felt like I was in Rio for a whole year. So there was a lot to say. I mean, firstly, I met a lot of great people, big names, but we were all very. It was more like friends, man. It wasn't ever a shock to be like, oh my gosh, that's so and so. But it was like, I mean, at first, obviously.
Yeah.
But after a while, like I said, you live in one village, so you guys all hang out all the time.
Yeah, you gotta eat. We all eating, pooping, working out. Like, we just chilling.
Yes, but I mean, the only sad part was I competed at the end of the Olympics. Like, I probably had like 4 days before the Olympics ended, after the semifinals, and my daily routine was wake up, eat, train, because the training facility was like an hour and a half away. Yeah,
Damn.
It was far. So I'll wake up in the morning, I'll get my breakfast, I would drive an hour and a half, I do my workout, it's like 3 hours or whatever, because you gotta lift and all that stuff too. And then you take an hour and a half back. It's already nighttime, bro. You eat dinner and you go to bed. It's like just like that. And so I had to spend the majority of my days with that as my schedule. But the last few days was a really good time. The people were really fun. Let's see if I can think of any funny stories, man. I know. So another thing is, like, I already know Team USA, like track and field at least side. So that was fun in its own sense. We knew each other. We all kicked it. Yeah, like, we go to track meets all the time together. So the track and field aspect is the same, man. I knew all these dudes already. They knew me. So I'm trying to think of a funny story, man, but I really can't. Oh, here's a good one. I mean, kind of. I lied. So my coach couldn't make it to the Olympics that year. He had some things going on. There was no problem. Like, and as you become a professional, you can handle yourself without a coach if you need. So he couldn't make it to the Olympics. It was cool. He wrote my workouts every day anyways. So I had a vacant ticket, and I said my dad was my coach. And so my dad just got married that year, and he couldn't afford a ticket to go see me. So I said my dad was my coach. I got him a ticket, and he stayed the whole time with me, man.
That's dope.
He got to stay in the village. You got to meet the celebrities.
Yeah. He's like,
And the funny story is, he got out there, and I had to lie and say, this is my coach. No, he knows what he's doing. My dad got out there, and it was a vacation for him. He was chilling and having a good time. I was like, Dad, like, you're my coach. You gotta act like you're my coach, right? And so, man, he played his part, because he would get interviewed, like, what kind of workouts you guys doing? And my dad got no idea. So, dude, and it was I was like, yo, there's some very embarrassing, like, if you know now that he was not my coach, you'd be like, oh yeah, he's definitely lying. Like, it sound like he lying. But nah, he did his thing. He played his part, man. He came to all my training things. He had the clipboards, the whistle, all the stuff. He didn't know what he was doing, but that was my guy. And he knows enough about track that he can get me through it. So
yeah, that's dope.
That was a pretty exciting story to me. And,
that's dope.
And that's an experience that my dad gets to live with forever, and I get to live with. So he got to come out the tunnel and everything with me. It was pretty cool, man.
That's dope.
Oh man, not to mention, I don't know if you saw this, but in Rio, man, they tried to do me dirty. At prelims, I forgot all about this. I don't know how I forgot it. At prelims, they tried to disqualify me. Did you see that? They said that I purposely hit the last hurdle. I was pissed because here I am coming in second. And I probably would have PR, man. I was smoking them. I was in second, and I hit the last hurdle, stumbled a little bit, and I got passed for third, and then I got passed for fourth, and I was in fourth, so I qualified with a little Q rather than a big Q, which that sucked, right? And then I look up on the scoreboard, it goes, blah, 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 and I see my little Q come up, and I'm like, yes, I made it to semis, life is good. So I go through this long line of interviews, man, like, it just snakes back and forth, and I don't know how many interviews I did, and they were just like, congratulations, how's it feel with semis, how's it feel to represent Cape Verde, blah, 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 interview after interview, and then I get out of the line, and I check my phone to see where my parents are, because my mom made it out. And my mom texted me. She goes, don't worry, we're protesting. I said, protesting what? For all I knew, I just did all these interviews until all these people were, they all thought I qualified as well. And then I'm looking around for my mom, I'm running around the stadium looking for her because she's not texting me back. I don't know why she would text me, "Don't worry," and then not tell me about it. So I'm like running around. I had just ran, and I'm literally running through this stadium, which is huge, by the way, bigger than not Quest Field, but whatever it's called now, Ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Lumen.
Lumen.
It's all over. So it's bigger than that, man. And I'm running around this thing looking for my parents. And I mean, after I probably took a whole lap, which was really embarrassing because where I came from, I turned right, and they were like right to my left. Of course. So I ran around the whole stadium looking for them, and they had protested. My parents protested for my disqualification. And in the disqualification process, you have 1 hour to declare for them to relook at it and overturn the ruling, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have 1 hour to protest. And you have to pay $100, even at the Olympics. You have to pay $100 US. And go figure, one of the dudes that was watching me, one of the coaches from another team had $100 on. Go figure exactly. So we gave him the $100,
mm-hmm.
and if the protest overturns, you get your $100 back. So thankfully, anyways, that happened at night. I went home, couldn't sleep, man, and then I had to come back at 8 p.m. to find out the ruling. And again, the stadium is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So they told me at 8 p.m., you made it, we're going to overturn it, you can run in the semis. Thank God, because it was a dumb reason anyway.
When was the semis, the next day?
The next morning.
After all this, I've been stressing, running
yes,
around, like,
dude.
y'all are taking me out of my game, you know?
Yes, and so I at 8 o'clock, they told me I'm in. I drove back all the way back to the village. I ate a small lunch, went to bed, and woke up the next morning at like 8 a.m. to get back on the track to run the next morning. And I mean, I did the best I could, and I did pretty well for myself. And that was just a chaotic situation, and it bothers me to this day because it should have never happened.
Mm-hmm.
I should have never been disqualified. And it's a ruling that said that I didn't attempt to go over the hurdle. I clearly hit the hurdle. It clearly affected me in a disadvantaged way, and I lost some position for it. And so
I don't have it. I didn't see it, but on the 10th hurdle, I'm tired.
Dude,
I'm tired.
That's what it was. It was the 10th hurdle, dude. I hit it with the heel of my foot, and it wasn't even like a big deal. I hit it and I stumbled.
Yeah, for sure. Where was the 2017 World Championship?